What's going on, guys? It's Giovanni D98. I'm back here with another deck profile. This is my other premium house rule for our group deck of the Cross, and this one has grade 4s, so we're gonna go into that first. Ride deck, markers, and quick shield. I just gave it the Chaos Breaker quick old sleeve because it looks pretty pimpin', especially with the overshield sleeve. So yeah, now that we got that out of the way, obviously I run 3 and 3. Depends on what I'm feeling, but it's usually just this. This is great pressure. Imaginary Force Gift 2, the crit, great pressure. I only really use the 10K for D-Police because they plus off of it. So yeah. Alright, without further ado, we'll go into grade 4s and then the ride deck, and then the main deck itself. So, first off, one and only of this bad boy, your deck, which I just got. My birthday was 2 weeks ago. My buddy gave me $100 for TCG, so I spent $7 on this card in total myself, which is amazing because this card is a must-have in any Dragon Empire deck, in my opinion. He is a baller. So, skill is you counterblast 1, or counterblast 2. You retire and bind your whole opponent's field, and then your opponent takes 3 cards from his hand. He binds 2 of them, and then the one that he left goes on his Vanguard as stand. So if he's at 0, he can only guard 0s and stuff like that. So he's great. Next, only one of this at the moment. I want to get more. So he's great because when he's placed, counterblast 1, you flip a card from your G zone, so he's good for a stride. You choose one of your opponent's rear guards, retire it, and then this unit gets 15,000 for each card that is a sentinel in your drop zone. So if you've PG'd 4 times, because it's gone late game, he gets plus 60,000. And then also when you attack, if your opponent PGs or G Guardians, he gets to stand, which is a great free cost. And he loses only 1 drive. And he also has to be blazing, but yeah, which he will. Next, this is just because if the game goes long enough, this card is pretty good. Not really going to go into his skill because, again, you don't really use him too much. So I think I've done it like maybe once or twice. This is a good game closer. Not a lot of people run this. It just is what it is, but in my opinion, he's a good game closer. The only thing that sucks is that they can still guard with Sentinels if they're not grade 1, which most people in this format do. So his skill is at GB2, you counterblast 1, you flip another of him up, and at 5 damage, they can't heal, and they can't guard with grade 1s. So, yeah. If you know your opponent's hand is bad, he's good. Next, I got 3. Could definitely get a 4th, but I only have 3 at the moment, so. But Purge is great, because when you go into him, flip 1 up, put an Overlord in the soul, your opponent is at 4 or less damage, they take a damage, and if it's a trigger, it's nullified. And then at GB3, you get to drive check for as many damage as your opponent has, so he's really good for that. Next, you can definitely go less on this, but this is what I got, because I pulled these. For Ziegenberg, he's pretty good in my opinion, but he's not the optimal stander. If you want to restand, you Soul Blast 1, you flip 1 up of him, you choose one of your opponent's rear guards, retire it. When he's blazing, you counterblast 1 at GB3. For however many rear guards your opponent has, it's what you discard for him to stand again. So they got 0, they got 0. Usually, the way I play is my opponent's not going to have as many rear guards, so I get to stand for free, pretty much. But when he stands, you -2 drive, so you get 4 checks out of him, which is nice. Alright, next for G Guardians. I only run one of this at the moment. I pulled this. I would not recommend trying to buy an SP copy. They're expensive. They're stupid expensive because of the skill of when he guards, you counterblast 1, and you retire a attacking rear guard, so it's really good. Next I run 2 of these. He is stupid good, especially when you run Overlord. So you counterblast 1, you get to recycle 2 Overlords back to your deck, and then after that, you get to retire their whole back row. So he's really good. And then this guy is also stupidly good as a G Guardian, Absalom. You counterblast 1 when he's placed, he gets 10,000 shield for every open spot on the field. So I think it's stupid not to run him. But hey, I'm not the guy that's making your deck. You are. This is just my deck profile. But yeah, that's my G zone at the moment. It's definitely budgeted in some ways, but also in the same way, it's kind of not. It's got some really good pokes and prods, and I mean, you saw that first card, so I haven't played it yet. I just got it yesterday, so I'm looking forward to playing it in my group. Next, ride deck. Obviously Cross. You gotta have Cross in your ride deck. Igni Road for Search and Cross. Even though you're gonna get him ultimately, it's just the way we want to play it. Then Lava Flow, another grade 3 search. And then old Lizard Soldier Conroe, because this Conroe is amazing. If you don't need to search a grade 1 like this that searches 3s, there are so many other options that we will find out later. But yeah, we will go into Cross's stuff soon, like right now. So I only run 3 in this deck because you have 1 in here, so you're already given 1. So these 2 are just kind of, if you want to re-ride, it's just the optimal, you know, whatever. Next, I run 2 of the Legend. For reasons of if I need to kind of have free G4 as a grade 3, hey, it's great. Especially because I can also do that with the Cross. And it's just, it really doesn't do much by you doing that when you run out of Overlords, but there are ways to recycle them back in, and also just, it's just an option if needed. But I'll be honest, I usually don't use this unless I ride onto him myself. So next, the end. The end is basically the heart of this deck because he needs him. So anyway, he gets all his skills just by soul blasting 1. Then you can, when he's placed, search for him, throw him in soul, and do all the effects of restands. So yeah, it's pretty gnarly at the end of the day that this deck can get up to 4 attacks in 1 turn, and we'll tell you how you get that 4th attack in a bit. Next, grade 2s. So first off, Burn Rise Dragon. This card is amazingly good. I run it at 2 at the moment because it's great, but you also want to have other things that can do stuff for you. It does not restand with your Vanguard. People have thought that, but it does not do that. It's just when your Vanguard stands by a card ability, he gets 15 in a crit by counterblasting 1 and discarding a card from your hand. So people need to remember that. My friend tried to do that, and I said, there's no reason for your Burn Rise to stand. You can do the ability, but he's not standing, and it makes no sense. So yeah, he's great. Next, I run another Igni Road. I mean, I feel like you don't really need the 4, but hey, you play what you want. I personally don't think you need 4. I play these because your Vanguard gets all the names and abilities of your Vanguard. This is for end, so you counterblast 1, you throw this in soul. When the end attacks, or aka the cross with the name of the end, your opponent has to guard for 3 cards when this now attacks. It's basically just, it is a game killer. It is a really big game killer. I have killed many of people with getting that combo. It's very meta, it's very mean. Next, 2 Toward Cannon Dragons. It's pretty self-explanatory why. I mean, you counterblast 1, you put a card that's grade 2 or less back in your deck that's normal, you retire a unit, and then you get to draw a card if you're at 4 or less cards. So it's pretty good for recycling and getting rid of units. Next, because this deck is premium, you got to run 2 Burning Horn Dragons. I have 4, but 2 are in my great deck with Dauntless, so I run 2 in here. This is great because it acts as a grade 3, and then when you pitch it for a stride, you Soul Blast 1, and you get to retire a rearguard. So it is great, especially if you're going to a blazing turn. Then next, this is just for purge turns and or legend turns of getting the +2 for every damage. It's great, dude. The power stack in this is amazing. Again, you don't have to do it. His skill, just because I didn't really go into it, is when he sees a grade 4 Vanguard with Overlord and its original card name, he gets 2 for each of damage in your opponent's damage zone. Next, grade 1s, 3 Burn Rise or Burn Heat Shot, whatever, Shot Dragon. This card is also stupidly good because most people don't know this, but this stands if it's boosting a grade 3, and it does not need to be your Vanguard. So like for Blade Master Summon, if it boosts your token and your token stands for some reason, this stands as well. So if you're gonna loop with Summon, this stands. It is stupidly broken. And I am totally running that, just at some point. My friend runs Blade Master that you've seen, if you watch the video that we've put out, and he did it to one of our friends, so I want to kind of get some payback for him. Anyway, this card is a good one of, and I'll explain why in a second. So, if your opponent's hand goes over 8 cards in their hand, they have to discard. You do as well, but something I find, because I'm running End and Cross, I don't go over 8. I actually go stupidly low in my kill turns, because you have to keep discarding, essentially, for Burn Rise and for Cross. So, he's good, so that way they can't have more cards in hand. There have been a lot of times when my friends have had Hen, I play him, I'm like, guess what? I got 5. You have 10, so you now have to discard 2, and I played whatever the grade 2 is that you counterblast 1, throw him soul. So not only did I get rid of 2 cards out of their hand, but now I made them have to guard for 3, which is, it's a stupidly good combo. Next, 3 Conroe. This is great rechargeability, or countercharge, whatever you want to call it. This card can search for Overlords or grade 3s, and also when your Vanguard is Overlord and he's on the field, you may basically kill him and give your Vanguard the skill of, when it attacks, countercharge 2, so that way when it stands and attacks again, it keeps countercharging. It's great utility. 2 of this. This guy is great for stride and also utility, freaking what's it called, of shuffling back in. So this guy is amazing. Doombringer is when he's placed, you get to take 2 Overlords in drop, throw them in the deck, shuffle, draw a card, and then retire at the beginning of your turn if you want to stride for free when he's on the field. That is amazing. So if you don't have anything in hand to stride, you're just like, oh, you know what? Goodbye. Stride. Like, it's a really good card. Then one of this. This is really good because it's like a Doombringer, but grade 1, and it's just like, you kind of need it. So, it's like, hey, guard, attack didn't go through, so now retire, bye. It's very nice. Alright, trigger lineup. Wow, that's all my crits. Wow. Alright. Wow, 9. I didn't even really realize I was doing that. But yeah, 9 crits. That is a lot. But we play premium, so every trigger in here has a skill. These are all PGs or 30Ks, which is great. And then these are the +10. And then these are the stride fodders. So I love these because you can sometimes run out of soul. So this is great. Kind of, hey, I get to throw this in soul, poke 10, and a draw. This deck does sometimes have trouble with those kind of things, so it's great to play those. And then the Stride Fodders are just great for that reason. 30k shield and PG, I don't really need to explain it, in my opinion. You play one of this because, honestly, it's just too good not to. So I don't think it really needs to be explained. You get your 4th stand with this. And also the mat. We got in case, and I got this mat. I was so happy that I was given this one. I'm a huge Dragon Empire guy. I love this clan, nation, whatever you want to call it. I've been a Conqueror game main since day 1, so I'm not changing. I will always be a Dragon Empire, and I'm not trying to change at all. Anyway, 100 melee power, and the extra effect is stand your Vanguard when you're attacking. So I've had it happen to me. It sucks, but when it happens to you and you're attacking, it is the best feeling. Next, that was 10 Torigas, so 4 more. Alright, we run 4 heal, obviously, you can only run 4, but we run 2 of these for Captain Charge and Soul, because this deck needs those Captain Charge and Soul. It goes through so much utility. So sometimes you have to be like, hi, bind these, get Captain Charge Soul. It's very nice. And you run 2 of both. And then last, 2 stand for the ability and also the stand trigger. Basically, when he's on the field, you put this guy back into deck when it witnesses a retire and your Vanguard is blazing. Blazing just means you have more yeah, I was right. I don't know why I doubted myself, but basically you retire a rear guard and you have more rear guards than your opponent. So he gets to go back in deck, you shuffle him back in, you choose one of your units, it gets +5, you draw a card, and you can't use the skill, I think, for the rest of the turn. Oh no, you can. You can use the same. So if they're both there, they can both do it. It's, again, it's good reshuffle, recallability. This deck is full of me being able to be like, hey, I'm shuffling this back in, I'm being able to put this back in. It's a good way for you not to deck out, and it's a good way for you just to have more utility and more toolbox and just stuff that you need. This deck is probably highly illegal in any legit format, but in our format it's a lot of fun, and it's a for fun deck. So people that I play don't very much like it. It is what it is, but then people play it themselves and they love it. So it's a very hi, I'm going to be toxic, but I'm going to have fun while doing a deck. So if you like this list, please build it yourself and have fun with it. It is amazing. We play in Jersey, so if by chance anybody is in Jersey that would like to join us and play, they're more than welcome to. We try to hold 1 tournament each month, and we'll sometimes do gift cards and stuff for the winners, and we'll do a losers bracket, that way you can even climb back up. So yeah, I'm the one that organizes it, so yeah. But again, I hope you enjoyed this video of this Dragon Empire deck that is probably the most overpowered thing ever. There are ways to shut it down, but it's pretty hard sometimes. It doesn't solely rely on rear guards. There are some rear guard skills that it relies on. So Link Joker is a very bad matchup for you, but you can still win. You can still win against Mega Colony that keeps your rear guards like rested. Like it's, I think the one that I haven't played yet is the leaders, but I'm pretty sure you can beat the leaders. So yeah, I mean, hey, it's a fun deck. You want to play it, play it. It was made by me, and by looking at some videos and kind of just throwing some stuff together, and also for our format, so it's fun. And our format's a lot of fun, and we all have a lot of fun with it. So yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you did, punch that like button in the face. like you're a Super Saiyan or you're doing a Kamehameha. Just do charge it up, man. Comment down below more deck reviews that you have for me. I play a lot of stuff, and if I play the deck, I'll review it, and I will also put it out, and I will also see if some of my friends would like to review their decks on this channel and or make a Vanguard channel. That's also something if you guys want to see from me and my friends. Sorry, sinus. We can totally make a deck, not a deck, a Vanguard channel and upload Vanguard content on there. Also, comment fights you'd like to see from us. So if you want to see a cross versus like the Great deck, let us know. I'd actually really like to see that myself personally, so that might happen. Especially because my friend just made a Great deck based off mine. So yes, and then yeah, subscribe for more stupid content. I just keep putting out there for you guys to enjoy. I hope you guys really like this stuff, and I'm really excited about being able to put more on the channel. I've always really wanted to do Vanguard content, and now that I'm going to be doing it, I'm going to keep up with it because I really like it. So thank you guys, and have a wonderful night.
And you make me feel like a rebel.